A very good morning to you, and it's the Coffee Hour. And on the Coffee Hour, we have the CEO and founder of JW Networks, Jorgina Donna. A very good morning to you, Jorgina.
Good morning, and good morning to all listeners as well.
And it's good to have you on board on a beautiful morning. So we're going to speak about something different. And, Women's Day is just around the corner as well. So we're paying a lot of attention to the ladies who are making it big, right? So initially, tell us about JW Networks.
So JW Networks was founded by me last year, not long ago. But before that, we had a podcast called Georgie's Stripping the Dipping. It's a motorsport series which is done in Sri Lanka. I think it's the only motorsport series podcast which is done in Sri Lanka. I have two hosts in London, F1 Black and Denzel Clarkson. So they're the people who host all the programs, and we basically interview anyone and everyone from Formula One to NASCAR to IndyCar to all these international racing series.
Right, so that's just a brief idea as to what JW Networks is all about, but let's go back in time. What interests you to get into motorsports?
So my family, from my dad's side, from my dad to my brother, everyone is a petrol head. So that itself is in our blood, in our DNA, so that there's no escape from that. But I was into media. I studied mass comm in Singapore, and then I used to work at media in Sri Lanka as well. And then I went back to corporate world and did my work there, but realized, there comes a time where you question yourself and ask yourself, is it really worth it? Like, why don't you do something that you like really to do, something like that? So I was like, okay, I like motorsports and I like that adrenaline and that speed and everything, and I'm into media, so why don't I just combine both and start something of my own where I will never call myself working, and it's just a passion project.
Interesting, because we always say love what you do, and you will not feel like you're supposed to wake up early morning to go to work, and you're going to just do something you like. So that's exactly what you're doing, but shifting from corporate to something of your own is not easy. So there's also obstacles which come your way, financial issues which can also be a major concern. So take us through the journey of forming JW Network.
So when I started this, I was not loaded with money financially, and then I only had my own motivation. And there was this one friend of mine, Nevindi. She was telling me, so she owns her own company as well. She's doing PR and marketing for Good PR, and she's a woman. So I look out for her because she's doing wonderful. And then when I was telling her, so I do my podcast like this, and she was like, Jo, why don't you just start your own company and just go for it? And then I was concerned because it's easy for a person to say, oh, you can start this, you can do this and all that, but in your mind, your own limitation is going to keep yourself from there. And then you keep thinking like, okay, what would my family will say? How am I supposed to manage my own finances? Then what about my expenses? How am I going to run with this and all that? But all these things are just limitations that comes in your head. Nothing is going to limit unless you limit yourself. And then I came to a point where I was like, no, you know what? I need to start this. If not, I'll be keep on looking for, like in Sinhalese we say nakat balna. So we'll be keep on looking for the auspicious time to start something, but we will never do it. And if that comes to that, everything is just going to stay as an idea, and that's it. And I was like, okay, you know what? No matter what happens, I'm going to start this, and I'm just going to go through the journey because I need to evolve. And just like that saying goes, comfort and growth doesn't coexist. So you need to evolve yourself. So
I like that line. Comfort and growth doesn't coexist. So you got to face some sort of a struggle, and to keep that first step is the hardest. So having emotional support and also backup is always great, as you did mention. So it's good to see women supporting each other, because it's Women's Day, so why not, boast a little bit, isn't it?
Of course.
So Jorgina, tell us about, women in sports, motorsports especially, because we see women in many different areas, even in logistics, media, then when it comes to sports in the grounds, doing track events and all that. Motorsports in Sri Lanka for women, where does it stand in your opinion?
So in my opinion, to the best of my knowledge, it's not that open. Generally, when we take motorsports itself, it's not that open. By what I say is, by limiting a sport or anything, you're not letting it grow. You need to let it grow. And so last November, we launched this project called Girls on Wheels. It was the first female-based motorsport awareness project that we had, and I'm so grateful for the local federation / Sri Lanka Autosports and the secretary, Mr. Shehan Disitesera, and also the committee chairman, Abid Dangal. So both of them joined hands and they wanted to come and help us out with this whole project. So we've got over 70 applicants on the first call itself, and we actually had to close down the application process because we couldn't handle that much of applicants for this project. So we had Automobile Association led by Mr. Dhammika Artigala to come over and do these road safety part, and from SLAS they came and did these theoretical and practical sessions for the motorsports as well. So the thing is, like, when it comes to motorsports, specifically in Sri Lanka, people lack the awareness. So if you don't know what exists, you will never try to pursue that career. And even if it's motorsports, you don't have to be a racer to per se to get involved with the motorsport, because you need to look at it as an industry. There are marketeers, content creators, lawyers, doctors, and anyone can be applicable and still related to motorsports. Because if you're a racer, you need nutrition, you need fitness, and you need a marketer to brand yourself and bring sponsors for you, and you need a lawyer to back you up with stuff, and then for medical attention you need doctors. So all these are job capacities that people can pursue, from engineers to anything and everything, right? So the more you get to know about something, the more you can find it as a career path, or you get more options. So for us in Sri Lanka, I think it's high time that we change and give opportunities for all these girls here as well, because trust me when I say I was shocked. And we had this second project for Girls on Wheels on the 1st and 2nd of March. We started on those days because we wanted to commemorate the Women's History Month, and we had 16 girls from Auto Group International, from Rob Hill, he's the CEO. And some of these girls, it was their first time in a kart, and the way that they drove that, remarkable. I was shocked. He was shocked. Everyone who was looking at them was shocked. And we literally went and we asked, is this the first time that you all got into a kart? And then they were like, yeah, we never expected that we had this skill. Oh my God, I'm loving this. And I'm like, right there, that's how important the awareness is, because if you haven't tried it, if you don't know what exists, then you don't know what sort of an opportunity that you have. You can consider this as a career opportunity if you know, right? So you need to know. So we need to make more awareness so that girls can get into motorsports and they can find their own talent and their opportunities and chances. So we need to make more projects like this and open up pathways so that more girls and boys can get into this industry as an industry and grow, because I don't think, in my opinion, it has grown in that major way. Because what I've seen is, it's like the story for Sri Lanka, since we are going backwards and not frontwards. So it's time to change that.
In terms of sports, and also, as you mentioned, when you did put this project up on social media platforms, that you got a lot of applications, 70 plus applications. So that was the first initiation, isn't it, Jorgina? So tell us about, I mean, you mentioned that there was a lot of awareness given, and then there were people experiencing it for the very first time. So to continue this project, you have you expanded the program from the first initiation to what has happened to the second one? Until then, what changes have you made for this program?
So on the first one, it was more of an introductory a program that we did, and it was a test trial for us as well. So on the second one, we divided it into 2 days, and on the first day, we had a big theoretical session that was run by Mr. Tisera from this class as well. That is actually the local federation for motorsports. So they are responsible of giving you all these knowledge and also giving you all the racing license if you want. And then they conduct the races. They train you as marshals, because when it comes to the sport itself, there are so many vacancies and positions that you can apply for as well. So on the first day, we had a theoretical part that's going on. They teach you from how to be a racer, to how you tie your hair, to what sort of rules and regulations there is, and then the racing lines, and you get the track walk done and all that.
So initially they give you like an idea as to what exactly this is and what we expect from you as a racer.
Yeah. And on the second day, you get onto a track and they teach you and demonstrate how to drive the kart and what sort of things that you need to look out for. Because when it comes to theory, it's just a book-based one, but you need to have the hand-on experience to get that all absorbed. So we give that on the second day. So I think we have expanded in a major way this
Exactly,
time.
Yes. So let's talk more about the feedback you've received from people and also about the other projects you're involved in. But before all that, we're going to move on to some music. You're listening to Radio Sri Lanka. It's 7:25. It's the coffee, and this is one of your favorites, Jorgina.
Look at you, driving, listening to the radio, drinking your coffee, talking on your phone. You could use another distraction.
The world's most beautiful music for the world's best listeners.
This is Radio
Sri Lanka.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your one and only station.
You're with Radio Sri Lanka on 97.4 and 97.6 FM.
Coffee Hour. Welcome to Coffee with our morning host. We broadcast a host of programs like current topics, newspaper headlines, and music on Radio Sri Lanka. Tune in every weekday from 7 to 8 a.m.
You're listening to Radio Sri Lanka. Well, it's precisely 7:35. We've been talking to Jorgina about motorsports and about how important it is to spread awareness and get more women involved. So we were talking about the second initiation as well. So you said that you just did it and you feel relieved now, do you?
Oh, wow. That's a phew done.
I can imagine that look of relief on your face. So, well, I did mention that we'll talk a little bit about the feedback you've received after the first time you held like an awareness program on motorsports for women.
So after November, the first project, we started posting about this other project that we wanted to do, Speed on Wheels, which is actually for both genders, because when you're on a track, it doesn't matter whether you're a girl or a boy, you'll be competing with each other, and it depends on what sort of a strategy team that you have, what sort of a vehicle that you have, and what sort of a talent that you yourself have. So because of that, I wanted to promote both genders, and we had Speed on Wheels, and we did a bike awareness event with the Federation for motorcycle sports. So just for the listeners, for their knowledge, we have two federations in Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka Autosports is for four-wheelers, and then we have FMSSL, Federation Motorcycle Sport Sri Lanka, which is for the bike-based motorsport events. So with the Bike Federation, we did this project called Speed on Wheels, and we had a good amount of people getting involved with that, and then we did this project where we introduced electric scooters for the girls and for the boys, of course, where they can drive this on daily basis, and then they can just change the tires and get on a track and drive that as a race as well. So that concept came from Shane Gunawardhan. He's the president for this Motorcycle Sports Federation. And since I was telling Shane uncle that I want to do something like this and all that, he was like, Puta, why don't you do with this one? We'll help you out. This is the concept that I have. And then we joined the collaborations, and then, we did this one. So even during that time, when we posted regarding these bike events, most of the girls kept on DMing us and asking, so when is it going to be the next karting event? They were expecting that to come.
Okay, so more than the bike, it was the karting.
It was the karting.
So what about bikes, though? I mean, like when it comes to cars, we see women driving. I mean, even on the road, forget about racing, but bikes, where do we stand?
So there has been around, I think there have been two girls who has been competing or something, according to Mithun Sigera. He was the assistant secretary for the federation, and he was saying there were two girls, but they are no longer doing it, and that's exactly why they want to promote this, so that they can have more girls involved, train them, give them proper education regarding what to do and what not to do and all that, and send them abroad, because there's a race taking place in Thailand, and they wanted to get two girls to represent Sri Lanka, and they couldn't actually just ask somebody to just jump in and you can go and all that, because they want to find talented girls and give them the opportunity to go. So that was one of the reasons that we had this electric scooter event as well, so that they can identify some of the girls, and then they can get them over, put them through this training that they have, and then they select two girls so that they can go and represent Sri Lanka in Thailand. So it's not like there aren't any women who are interested in it. There are. It's just like I said earlier, it's just the awareness issue that they have. They don't know how to start or where to start. Like, some of them didn't even know karting is the first step for them to get into motorsport as racers. And they didn't realize marketeers, content creators, and all the other job opportunities, the job roles that they have can be related to motorsports. So like I said, that's how important it is. And when I saw all these feedback, even after the second volume that we had, people kept on asking when is it going to be the third one, because we'll be having the third one on June and the last one on November for Girls on Wheels. So the more people get to know, the more that they get intrigued and want to know more. And the thing is, like, in Sri Lanka, like referring to the question that you asked earlier regarding motorsports in Sri Lanka, when you look at other countries, it's just a normal day-to-day routine for them. They have that option already. From school days, they know what they want to do and what sort of opportunities that they have. But for us, we need somebody to come and tell them these are the opportunities that you can actually go for, and if not, we don't know. It doesn't exist. So that's how important it is, and some of these things has to be included in the educational curriculum as well, so that their people get to know, even the girls, even the boys get to know that, oh, that's actually another career path. Because for marketing, for commerce, we already know, oh, you can be a doctor, you can be an engineer, you can be a marketer, you
that's
can do something. Exactly.
To,
but not this side of the world. So you need to make that awareness, because even when it comes to engineering, we look forward to hearing all these terms like mechanical engineer, civil engineer, but have we heard about thermal engineers, liquid engineers, chemical engineers? We don't know that such things exist. At least I didn't know such things exist, like thermal engineering and liquid engineering. I was like, what is that? But those types of job opportunities exist in this country, in this world, and in this industry. So if you knew, if you wanted to be an engineer but you didn't like to be a mechanical engineer, then there are so many options out there that you can search for. Like for engineers who are enthusiasts in motorsports, there's a thing called motorsport engineering. You can study that and straight away get into this industry. If you're a mechanical engineer, you can still be an engineer for motorsports as well. And even if you're a mechanic, you can get involved with these teams that runs Formula cars and all that, and you can still be doing that job at a paddock. How cool is that?
Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of job opportunities as well. And there's also, now that we're speaking about motorsports and it's about racing, it's about driving fast. So there's this, thought which runs in parents' minds, when their kid says, look mom, look dad, I want to get into motorsports. So the first thing which comes to their mind would be about speed, about safety, about, they value their kids and obviously they care for them. So that's the main reason, I think, why people fear to get into this as well. So what would you like to say to all the parents out there, or to the aspiring motorsports ladies and men out there?
Okay, so first of all, even cricket is dangerous if you look at it, because some of the cricketers, some of the people have died by just getting hit by a ball. So there are issues like that. And any sport is a danger. It is dangerous, but the most biggest danger that you can ever think is actually not willing to take a risk on yourself. And also there are safety guards. It used to be very dangerous. Motorsport is not a safe, used to be not a safe sport years ago, but now it's a very safe sport, because there have been several countermeasures, safety measures that they have taken. Like even for when you're karting, so we just for leisure, we get into a cart, we drive around without any safety gears. But if you're racing as a karter, you have safety gears to wear, from rib coverages to everything you need to wear, and you need to do it. Even if you take a Formula car, the evolution that has come towards is actually they have a halo in the car itself that protects the driver. Every single car and every single design that they design is considered to save the driver who's driving it. That's how they are designing a car itself.
Technology has evolved in such a way that there's a lot of safety measures taken.
A lot of safety measures has taken. And also you need to do all these safety measures, like you need to be specifically identify what sort of, because it depends on what sort of a team that you're in, and it depends on whom you're dealing with and what sort of people that you have in your team as well. Because if they are not checking out all those safety issues, then you're in the wrong team. It's not the wrong sport. So there's a thought like that as well. So everything is dangerous anywhere in the world, but you can definitely safeguard yourself. And I think there are people who are doing, even surfing is dangerous, but there are people who are doing it and making a living out of it. So it depends on what sort of safety measures. It depends on the awareness again of the whole rules and regulations and safety, because even on Formula One, like I said, it has evolved. Even for the safety here, because for an example, even when we have those types of events, we are supposed to take all these safety measures. They test run these carts, they try it out, they demonstrate first, they ride it first and check, and they check for, because you are supposed to wear all these here head guards, the helmets, the elbow guards, everything, and then you're supposed to get involved. So for me, when it comes to safety, I don't think there's going to be a huge issue unless you're not taking your own measures. So you're not supposed to be scared. Don't worry about your kid. Just let them do what they like. And for the kids also, let them do their sport, and parents can worry about the safety, so that the parent can go and check out and check with their teams, their clubs, and see what sort of safety measures that they're taking. And you need to visit several races and check what sort of things that they're doing, because I'm not going to say, oh, it's 100% safe. No, it's not safe 100%. There's a risk of course, getting yourself hurt, but you know.
I know, as you did mention, everything has its ups and downs, and when it comes to sports, injuries can happen in any sport. So as you did mention, there are a lot of technological advancements which also help the racers stay protected. And I guess we have spoken a lot about how safety plays a major role before any motorsports event as well. So speaking of which, now if there's any budding or aspiring racer out there who's tuned in, what would be their first step to get into a club or to get into racing?
Go and meet SLAS. Go to Sri Lanka Autosports and contact them and get involved with them. They are the people who are supposed to be guiding you. And also FMSSL, if you're into bike racing, contact them. They are the people who are supposed to be guiding you guys, because local federation is the first step for you to get involved. You need to, as a person, you need to evolve locally for you to grow internationally. So you need to appreciate Sri Lankan stuff first, and then go for the international stuff, because every single person starts within their country, within their clubs, within their federations, and that's how important is the local federation for a country, because they are the people, they are the governing bodies for the country. They represent, and specifically these local federations are affiliated with the government. So Ministry of Sport is the one that runs Sri Lanka Autosports. So they are always so the government is taking the responsibility for you. So go for that federation, go to that federation, meet them up, talk to them and check what the possibilities are, and they will definitely guide you. I will recommend Shehandi Tisera and Abid Dangala, because Abid Dangala wanted to, that is one of the first things that he told me, I want to change the image of this motorsport that we have here. I don't want to limit it, I want to open it, and I want more people to get involved, more girls to get involved, and more boys to come in and try it. So you have the opportunity, they have spoken, so go and try out with them.
Interesting, and I'm pretty sure you're doing an amazing job at spreading awareness, because the first step is having all these awareness campaigns, and also being on radio and talking about this itself is another way of spreading the word. So that's what we are doing. So ladies out there, don't fear. So if you love to drive, if you love to participate in motor sports events, so why not give it a shot, because it's never too late, isn't it?
It is never too late. It's late only if you just keep on thinking and reminiscing and procrastinating. Just go for it.
Just go for it, exactly. So speaking of, now as a final, Jorgina, speaking of international motorsports and the precautions they take and the precautions we take, I mean, I know this involves a lot of cost. It's a lot of financial, you need a lot of finances to make sure that everything is in place, even to organize an event of that caliber, to hold a motorsports event. So when we compare with the international way of handling it, are we going in line with the guidelines? And are we on par with them?
It is. When it comes to SLAS events, I've seen them taking all these precautions, and the guidelines and everything is actually very similar to all the code of conducts that they have internationally as well. And when it comes to costing, let me tell you this. There are so many companies with so many products and brands that will spend millions and millions and billions even on their advertisements and branding and stuff, and not willing to take a chance on this. But the thing is, like, if you look at the motorsport industry, that's your one way to reduce that cost of spending billions and billions and billions outside and get your brand straight away into the global platform in an easily exposing way. So spending money and providing some sort of sponsorship for all these talent to go abroad and represent itself is marketing for you. So people need to look at it in a very business mindset without just looking it as a sport, because end of the day, Formula One is also a business. They are earning billions, and any sport is actually a business for a business-minded person, for a marketer, for a business person, and for an entrepreneur as well. It's easy access for you, global access for you. Not just locally. You can go globally. You can go globally very easily, and it doesn't come in a major cost, just like advertising. Because I've seen so many people spend a lot of money on advertising, yes, but at the same time they'll be spending, like, for example, I'm not condemning people, but look at the big matches and the way that we spend on big matches, like just to have a drink there and just party and all. It's a lot of money that goes into these cricket matches that we have locally. But if you take all that money, if at least 1/3 of money if you put into these sports to develop, it's gonna give you back a lot. And also nowadays it's very important for a brand to create an emotional bond between a consumer and your brand. You don't get that by just posting, oh, look at here, we have this brand, eat this, eat that. You'll get that. No, you need to have that emotional bond with your consumer. By doing and get yourself involved with this, it creates a positive image for your brand itself, because you are representing not just empowerment, you give them equality, empowerment, inclusivity, everything. So people definitely will be going into your brand if you are going to willing to take that pathway.
Exactly. I think this itself is a very empowering interview, so that many ladies out there, they shouldn't kind of stay back, but achieve or proceed with your dreams.
Yeah, and go for it.
Go for it, exactly. So thank you so much, Jorgina, for being a part of the show. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much once again, and I'm pretty sure you're going to head back to, working on another project.
More projects are going to come back, and we'll be having a webinar happening on April, and we'll be having one of the Formula One engineers as speakers as well. So that's an opportunity itself for the Sri Lankans to get involved and get to know and network, because at the end of the day, your network is net worth.
Exactly. So with that, it's time for us to wind things up on the coffee hour. Stay tuned in to Radio Sri Lanka. Thank you so much once again, Jorgina.